like, what
Sure.
works, right?
Yeah.
That's why we always so again, it came down to, I think all of us agree, Celtics best is better than the Bucks best. When the Celtics do it, the Celtics seem to fall out of their rhythm more than the Bucks fall out of their rhythm. But the Bucks are thin and the Bucks are a little bit limited, and you're relying on two guys to carry your offense. And Jrue Holiday is not like a knockdown, super efficient shooter. And then when he's not having a game where he's putting up a lot of points, and helping carry some of the load, it's all on Giannis. It's just a harder formula for them to win with.
It is.
So
That's why I lean Celtics.
I do
there's the
too. I mean,
good.
is Middleton definitely out for game 7? Is that a
I'd
definite?
imagine.
I mean, look at that. 44, 17 from Holiday on 7 for 17, 3 for 10
No,
three-point
he's
shooting.
gotta do
And then
so
it goes
much.
down, then it goes down to Connaughton. I mean,
Yeah.
at 14, it's
Same thing,
really
man.
it's
I mean,
it's really hard.
the NBA is not built for your second best player to be out and you still somehow win. Like it's
It's
just
hard.
it's the league is too talented and it's simple as that. Breaks have to go your way, and that's why we were so angry after Game 5, John, because we said the breaks have been going the Celtics way. Yeah, Rob's out. Don't get me wrong. That's definitely a problem, and less so tonight. But we saw the void, in the rebounding and the second chance points in Game 5. But the Celtics have breaks going their way right now. Your Buck's second best player is out. He's been out this entire series. You need to take advantage of that. You need to win this series, and that's why another reason why Game 7 at home, that's another break. Listen, the Bucks had a chance to have Game 7 at their home in Milwaukee. They decided that their first round opponent was more important than home court advantage in the second round. They said, you know what? We think we can win anywhere. And so far they've been right. They can. But now it comes down to Game 7. They're traveling, they're going to be on the road here. It's going to be hopefully it's going to be a very loud Game 7. I know Sundays are kind of weird and who knows really what you're going to expect, but I can't imagine that it won't be a boisterous crowd on Sunday. And the Celtics have every reason to win this game. They're going to be the favorites by a few points. They're coming off of a big win here. Again, we already talked about how it was the biggest game of everybody's career. Jayson Tatum has got the swagger going again. He's feeling good. He's doing the bull dance out there. I think he flexed to the crowd at the end of the game there. I saw, which was nice to see. Get a little
blowing kisses.
Get the little the kiss game, get the confidence back. And these guys, I think they see the opportunity now. I think they acknowledge that, Game 5 was, in their grasp and they just let it go. They gave it back. And I would think and I would hope that they won't do that again. I think, this Game 7 is going to be huge for, the mental makeup of this team. And it's really going to tell you if this is a team that at its core can stick together and can, not have to deal with they've got to do something. They've got to trade somebody. They've got to make changes. They're not good enough. They're too inexperienced. They're never going to be ready. Like that was going to be the discussion tomorrow morning if they lost.
I still want to trade everybody, but that's a
I
different
know.
story.
And you know what, John? You're not alone in that, and I guarantee you. I mean, tomorrow's Saturday, but on Monday morning, if the Celtics lost tonight, on Monday morning, you're going to be hearing from every media pundit and every a lot of fans too are going to say they got to do something. We don't know what it is, but they got to make changes because they should win this series, and if they don't, somebody's gonna pay for it.
And that's why I lean Celtics in this is just simply the Bucks margin for error is a lot less than the Celtics is.
Faithful here. Everyone in the chat, all of them believed after that Game 5 loss.
Welcome, okay, Bobby. Welcome to saying something negative for the first time ever, and see what it feels like. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, Bobby. It'll make you stronger.
Welcome to the first 20 minutes of every show I do.
Let me just make it clear.
Welcome to John's Twitter feed, man.
Welcome to my.
Let me make this clear. We just talked positive for 15 minutes. I gotta bring this up, and John's gonna love this. I'm throwing him an alley-oop right now. Fourth quarter, forget the score, forget the time, but Tatum gets caught in the backcourt, falls down, complaining. Wes Matthews shoots up the floor, hits a three. I think it would have got the game really close at that point. Again, I forget the time and situation, but White fouled the guy on the break.
Yeah, a take foul. He fouled Giannis. I know.
Saved the game.
It's amazing. No, I know.
You saw Udoka staring him down. Man, they almost did it again. You spent the whole show on it, John, and they almost did it again with the
Eh,
complaining.
I know, and they did it early, and here's the thing, and it not only on the complaining, but every time he took a forced shot, I swear it turned into a Bucks transition basket the other way every friggin' time. And early in the clock, 3, top of the key, guys leaked out, boom, Bucks would go off on the other way and score every time. Like every time he made a bad basketball decision, it's so weird. We talk about short memory. Like Tatum, for parts of that first half, like he would do one terrific thing and then come back and completely forget that was good, and then just take
Again,
this
it
early
needs
in the
to
clock three.
You're the better
I don't,
team. You've played better in the
I don't
series.
get it. Just
Those
what works, do
Yes.
it. And when the Celtics do the thing that works for them, they have built double-digit leads, and as
Yep.
soon as they go away from it, it goes the other direction. It's so maddening to watch, and that's why it's like, just do the thing that works, you know?
Yeah, and it's
And
tough for Ime.
Tatum's the biggest, perpetrator, and that's what gets so frustrating watching.
It's tough for Ime in that spot too, because Tatum's cooking a little bit. He does
And
that.
then yeah,
Ime's staring him down, but then he comes down the court and hits a 3 on a nice passing
nothing you
sequence.
can
And they
do.
come out, and Ime just gives him the pat on the back. You got to
Yeah.
live with it. It's part of who he is.
I
It's frustrating. It undermines him, but you look up and he's hitting all those shots, and you're like, all right, we'll live with it tonight. But it cost you in Game 5. I can't fathom how after Game 5 ended, he goes out and does that stuff again. It's
it's so amazing. And again, it's not the story. The story is he couldn't friggin' miss. He was unconscious,
It's
and
your story. It sounds like it's your story.
No, but that's the thing. I get what Bobby's saying, because it's not sustainable if you're not shooting your friggin' the lights out, because that's what he had 34 points last game, but he was awful because of this stuff. It happened multiple times, and it was extremely frustrating. And you just want him to, you're talking about a guy who you want to enter this conversation of a top 5 player. Stop doing this nonsense. It's not befitting of someone of your skill set and stature. Don't just you stop. Stop. He has to stop that. And you're right. Early in the year, Ime never pulled him aside and said, you're out. And made an example. So he's had to live with it, and it's burned them a couple times. But again, tonight the story is it didn't matter because he hit friggin' every shot, and he was an assassin. And when he's like that, there's nothing you can do. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing. There's no defense.
No
Yeah.
second playoff has had the stat line.
It's insane.
Unreal.
It was an insane stat line.
He's capable.
Going
downhill.
So, Tatum's not the first guy to complain. He's not going to be the last. I know it gets frustrating, and it is detrimental to his game at times, and I think he realizes that. Certainly after the fact, I would imagine there's enough.
I'm so tired of people in the chat too. Do you guys like it when he complains? Jesus, what's the problem? We don't.
Yeah, but that's not the story tonight. So we shouldn't be harping on it.
It's not a matter of it's a story. You're talking about what's sustainable in the next game, and I'm just saying what Bobby's saying is they shot the lights out, but they got to shed some of the lights out. They lost last game because of a bunch of bad habits. They got to shed those. They have no margin for error. It's a winner take all game. Yeah, you saw a ton of it early.
Early, okay. Yeah,
and late when Bobby mentioned late in the game and what would have been a critical swing moment. Just get rid of that stuff. Just get rid of it. There's no reason for it.
It's going to be impossible. I mean, listen, we watch the Celtics, and I know we watch the NBA, but I imagine that there's at least some of this on most teams. And
we've got sex bots in the chat, by the way. It's getting out of hand here.
John, I've been blocking these bots for the last 40 minutes. I don't know if you've noticed.
I have been trying to, yeah.
We've both been doing it. I actually texted Amin.
Jimmy, can I just read it to you?
Bots going crazy right now. I think it's probably because of me. I mean, let's be honest. But
Jimmy,
it's crazy that I think we're going a little bit over the top with it. Is it frustrating? Yes.
It's not the story tonight, but in a game where, again,
yeah, John, if it happens Game 7 and they lose, I'll give you the floor. I'll give you the floor, and you can scream it on top of a mountaintop. That they're immature.
The things we're trying to avoid. Jalen dribbling the ball off his knee when there's no pressure on him. Marcus
Drives
Smart
me crazy.
forgetting that he's a facilitator and trying to do too much himself, and Jayson Tatum going into these bad habits. These are December problems you don't want to see popping up in a game 7 with a shot to go to the conference finals. You got just get
Smart hit
rid
a
of that
step back
stuff.
three over Giannis.
But again, I mean, oh my God, when the shots
know what,
fall,
though?
none of
Yeah,
that
Yeah, but
matters.
it's a healthy balance though, John. It's not like they shot 55 3-pointers out there. I understand your concern in the first quarter, but they mix it up a bit. You know, I think
They shot
that's what's
43.
encouraging. That's what's shown
Not
growth of this
55 though.
team, right? And every game has had some sort of curveball that we didn't anticipate, and both teams can say the same thing. So it's hard to say what can happen in Game 7 because I feel like it's gonna be something that we didn't see coming. You know,
Just
whether it's someone
focus.
going off on the Bucks or whether
Yeah.
it's the Celtics, someone getting into foul trouble or an injury. You know, like
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that could happen.
Just
But yeah, I mean,
get serious. Play it clean. It's game 7. Get friggin' focused. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay?
Second half, you shoot 43% field, 33% from three. So
Yeah.
it did regress a little bit there. And Jimmy,
No,
to the
it was going to. They shot 55% in the first half. I mean, that's impossible. But they started going to
and
the
then last
basket. It
game's
made a
fourth quarter,
difference.
they didn't even shoot 1-3. Like again, that was something that no one could have seen coming. You know, but
Weird
that's what
game,
happened.
right? Weird
Yeah,
game.
it was really weird.